So, I've decided to start making more regular vlogs. Disney vlogs! Because I can't really do much else with a channel name like this. Anyway, I decided I wanted to do vlogs a long time ago. My problem was I wasn't quite sure what I wanted my first vlog to be about. Then, on Thursday, it just hit me. What the hell is up with all the rabbit hate? First of all, you guys need to know that Rabbit is not only my favorite Winnie the Pooh character, but my favorite Disney character. At all. Like, endgame. Secondly, when I say rabbit hate, I don't mean it that way. It's more of rabbit exclusion.
In nearly all media and merchandise surrounding the Pooh characters, the main lineup is always the same. Pooh, Tigger, Piglet, and Eeyore. I mean, hell, they're the only regular meetable Pooh characters at the Disney parks.
And while I love all of the Pooh characters, this has always struck me as odd. After all, Rabbit is in the original The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh more often than Tigger is. Rabbit appears in Chapter 2 of the original Pooh books, while Piglet doesn't appear until Chapter 3, and Eeyore doesn't appear until Chapter 4. And Tigger doesn't appear until the second book. Then, of course, there's the cartoon series.
There was another Pooh TV show before this, most remembered for either its bus safety special they played into the early 2000s, or their kidnapping sexual harassment special, Too Smart for Strangers.
But the most well-known Pooh TV adaptation is undoubtedly The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
The main cast of which consisted of Pooh, Tigger, Piglet, and Rabbit. Yes, Eeyore was in the show too, but Eeyore appeared about as frequently as Christopher Robin or Gopher, with characters like Owl, Kinga, and Roo appearing even less frequently. In any given episode, you could expect Pooh, Tigger, Piglet, and Rabbit to be in it.
Rabbit even had what is arguably the most memorable episode from the series, Find Her, Keep Her,
which consisted of the gang finding a baby bird lost in the snow, with Rabbit raising her as his own. The episode follows the story until Kessie is old enough to fly.
And I won't say more than that. Both hilarity and heartwarming tears ensue. If you haven't seen it, look it up. It might be the greatest episode of any TV show ever. After the TV series, the Pooh gang quickly moved back into movies. The first, and my favorite, being the direct-to-video Pooh's Grand Adventure, The Search for Christopher Robin.
One morning, Pooh wakes up and Christopher Robin isn't there. So, he and the gang go to see Owl about it. Owl performs a show-stopping number, and while Pooh goes through heartbreaking moments, Piglet, Rabbit, and Tigger go through some major learning moments, all crashing and hitting rock bottom, and all becoming better from it in the long run.
Oh, and Eeyore's there too, for some reason. Then there were two theatrical movies, the Tigger movie and Piglet's Big Movie, which, you know, I think fairly secures each of them their respective spots in the Pooh and Friends roster. By the way, Rabbit has this one great scene in the Tigger movie that's just absolutely perfect, like the most perfect scene of any of the characters from any of the two movies. There's also two other Pooh shows, The Book of Pooh, which had Kessie as a main character, so point one for Rabbit,
and My Friends Tigger and Pooh, which, from my understanding, was about Tigger and Pooh and an all-American toddler and her dog solving mysteries.
And then finally, the new Winnie the Pooh movie. I could talk about this one, but I think it makes a better case for Owl's exclusion than Rabbit's. We may get to that topic on a later date. So, with all of this in mind, I ran a little experiment. I asked my Facebook friends, my Twitter followers, and my Tumblr followers to name the first 3 characters from Winnie the Pooh, other than Pooh himself, who came to mind. The results were not actually what I was expecting. Well, yeah, I got a lot of Piglet, Tigger, Eeyore, usually in that order. But I got a surprising amount of people who actually listed Rabbit. And yeah, nearly everyone who listed him last. But it provoked me further. Suddenly, the connection was clear. Everyone who mentioned Rabbit was someone I had met in university or university-aged. I.e., my age, old enough to have watched and remembered Find Her, Keep Her. Also, old enough to have seen this.
And 6. There. And now you can all get out.
How very thoughtful you are, Piglet.
Oh, good grief. Tie them together, Piglet. Can you tie a knot?
I cannot.
Ah, so you cannot.
No, I cannot not.
Not?
Who's there?
Pooh?
Pooh who?
No, Pooh. Piglet, you'll need more than 2 knots.
And then remember all the other instances where Rabbit was, well, the most relatable. To university students, he is. He's hardworking, he's often angry, not because he's an angry person, but because he's irritated. Any chance he has to relax after all of his hard work is tarnished by one of his annoying friends showing up and causing him to do even more work. But he still likes to have fun, he still likes to spend time with his friends, and he still loves. Rabbit has, arguably, been through the most of any Pooh character. Some episodes even point to him being suicidal. I'm not kidding. While all the Pooh characters are complex, I feel Rabbit is excessively complex. We pretty much had to give Tigger and Piglet their own movies in order to delve into their complexities.
Might be the reason that Eeyore is often the fourth and final member in the lineup. Eeyore is just as complex as Rabbit, just more subtly.
Remember when I said Find Her Keeper was arguably the most memorable episode? Donkey for a Day is the one people will argue for. Well, Rabbit has many episodes of revealing his complexities. Eeyore really only had the one, but it worked. And it worked in 11 minutes, as opposed to Find Her Keeper's full episode runtime. Eeyore is simple. He can be sad and gloomy, but he knows that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, while I don't think Rabbit can quite see that yet. Maybe that's why more people tend to gravitate towards Eeyore, which, you know, is fair. But no matter what, Rabbit always has and always will be my favorite.
It's the most peculiar thing. For the longest time, I thought Rabbit didn't like her.
You know, Piglet, sometimes people care too much. I think it's called love.
Oh, do you think we should tell Rabbit?
Don't worry. I believe he already knows.